Money Time family, this is a quick reintroduction for some of you to the 2015 tax year software and a quick training video for those of you that haven't used this platform in previous years. First thing to know is that the software is 100% web-based. You don't have to do any updating, you don't have to do any installation. Anything that pretty much runs a web browser, whether it be a tablet, a laptop, a phone, you can do a tax return on. Any web browser is supported as well, although we highly recommend using Google Chrome. It appears to be the fastest and also the most dependable. The other thing, to access the program, the website that you're going to go to is moneytime.cloudtaxoffice.com. Moneytime.cloudtaxoffice.com. What we're going to do in this video is demonstrate the quick file method, which is new for this year. It's basically what you would use for your one, if you're an experienced preparer and you know exactly what forms you want to use, and two, if you're doing more of the 1040EZ real in and out type tax returns. It's to help the tax office speed up processing. There's also another method, which is what it was last tax season. It was a little bit longer, a little bit more thorough, gave you more options throughout the process, but it did take longer. So we've got the I know what I'm doing and want to just rock and roll method, and then I would like to take my time and make sure that I do a little bit more thorough job on the other side. Okay, we're going to log in using demo 2013 as our username and password. Obviously, this is an old password, but it still works. Demo 2013 for username and password. Click log in. We're going to log into our office here. Welcome to demo. And we're going to spend most of our time is up here on start new tax return. But just to orient you on the page, just to give you some familiarity for when you log in, the client list, as you can see right below it, everything gives a very, very good explanation as to what it's for. Edit returns you previously started. So this would be returns that you've sent to the IRS, returns that are not complete, estimates, whatever, are all going to be in that client list. Okay. Configuration, this is where you set up your office. Now, most of this will be done for you. Your ERO setup will be done for you. Your office setup will be done for you. You're going to need to go in and configure your preparer logins, which we will create another video just focused strictly on configuration. So we're not going to spend any time there. Reports, it's where all your reports are. Printing checks, this is the link to the website to print the checks. And we give you 3 years worth of prior tax year software. So let's do what we came here for and start a new tax return. I'm going to click OK. This is a reminder about the 7216 consent to use. Basically, I'm giving you, as a taxpayer, I'm giving you, tax preparer, my information for the purposes of just doing my taxes and e-filing. Now that we're on this page, we're going to enter in a social security number. And we'll go 732145977, and we click continue. Now, real quick, the program works like we were taught to read. It works from top to bottom, and it works from left to right. So right now we're on the social security entry field. Once we've created the account, it's going to take us to our basic information. Okay, so let me just show you that real quick. These are a couple of good reminders. Don't really have to read them, so I'm just going to continue past them. This is a new client. We didn't service them in the prior year. And now you can see we're on our basic information. From here, we're going to do our filing status, personal information, and dependents. Then we're going to go to our federal section. We're going to enter our income. We're going to enter our deductions. We're going to enter our adjustments, miscellaneous forms, all that stuff. Then it's going to drop us down to the state return if we have one. Just so you know, we will not be covering the state in this video. States have not been released to the software yet. This is being recorded in early December for just, again, training purposes. So we will not be doing a state return in this video. Each entry, each screen, when you're starting a section, presents you with an option. And that option is, I know what I'm doing, I'm just going to enter it. And I might need a little more assistance. I'm going to use the filing status wizard. In this video, we're going to be using the quick file method, which basically we're going to select only this option. I know what I'm doing, and we're going to rock and roll through the tax return. In another video, we will show you how the guide me works. So I'm going to click continue here. We're going to put in our information here. Oops. And he's going to be tax season. And we're going to tab through and go to 1978, and he's in sales. So again, I have not used my mouse yet. I'm just tabbing down the page. I will slide down to the address bar just because it's a little bit easier. And then I'm just going to type in a social, and we're going to be in Florida for this return because they don't have a state tax return. And I'm going to put in 2 phone numbers. 2 phone numbers are required for the bank application when we get there. So we are going to enter those 2 phone numbers. If the customer only has 1 phone number, enter the office phone number or a relative's phone number as their secondary. Some way that they could be contacted. I'm going to click continue. We'll go straight to our dependent screen. I'm going to type in our dependent. Pulls in the last name straightforward from the previous form. Put in our social. Oh, I don't want to start that with a 9. That's how an ITIN number starts, and it will not give us a bunch of credits that we are looking to generate here. Say it's a daughter. If they were a full-time student, there's our full-time student, disabled. We go ahead and type that in. And then the other options that are very, very, very uncommonly used. So I'm going to click continue here. Here's our information about some credits, but we don't need to read that, so I'm just going to jump right past it. If we add additional dependents, just click add right there, and you can add your additional dependents in. I'm going to click continue, and we are at the decision point. Do I want to do it on my own? The quick file, I'm experienced. I'm just going to type in a couple of form numbers and I'm going to be done. Or do I want to go through the more thorough, present you with all of the options for the guide me? This removes all of the help me's, and it's just, let's get this done. And this is, I'm going to take my sweet time and maybe need some assistance along the way, and hope the program will provide it for me, and allow the program to provide it for me, I should say. I'm going to go quick file, and we're just going to type in our form numbers. I want a W-2. I need a 1099 miscellaneous. So I'm going to go down here to miss. I want a dependent care expenses. And I want my 8863 tuition and fee statement. That's what they brought in. That's what I'm going to enter. Go continue. And we're just going to pound this return out real fast. 987654321. Populates the information. I go up here to my wages. I enter those, not 155 grand, but 15,000, and we had $875 in withholdings. We did contribute to a 401k, qualified elected deferrals. And you got to know that the program is going to generate the appropriate forms based on what you've entered. It'll also force you to answer the appropriate questions for forms that it has generated. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the background of the program, but it's not going to mess you up. It's going to help you and prompt you along the way. Okay? We don't have another W-2. We just had the one. Now we're going to go straight into our 1099 miscellaneous, and we're going to enter our payer information. Oops. All right. And we're going to say that this was non-employee compensation. Very, very common. $1,700. Click continue. And it's going to present me with another option. It's going to say, where do you want this money to go? Well, commonly non-employee compensation would be associated with a sole proprietor, consulting business, or you had done contract work for an employer that is normally tied to a business. So it's asking me, do you want to create a Schedule C, or do you want to continue? Do you want this to carry over to the 1040 as other income, or do you want it to add to the Schedule C? I'm going to say new. So this is an example of how the program thinks for you. Okay, we're just going to drop down. We're going to put in the type of business that we tax prep business. Click continue. We don't have to enter in all that other stuff, but you can if you choose to. Income, we already had the 1099 miscellaneous in there, but we also had another $5,000 in sales for work that we had done. And now we need to put our expenses against that income. So I'm going to go to my general expenses, put in my 250 bucks, just tab down to legal. If you're in business, you probably have legal. If you don't have legal, you've probably got exposures and liabilities that you're not aware of. Travel, we've got 350 bucks. Continue. And then we have additional travel. We had a car and truck expense. Now I am going through this very fast for a purpose, because we want to keep this video as short as possible. This is for the experienced tax preparer. So this is for a Chevy Tahoe was our car, and this was on, oops, we're going to say this on 1/1 of 2014 was when we put it in service. We drove it 3,100 miles for business. We drove it 5,000 for commuting, and that was it. We're going to check all these boxes. We're going to click continue, and we're going to say that that is all that we had for our Schedule C. You do have other expenses where you can actually just write them in. What was it? Cell phone, uniforms, whatever. But I'm just going to click continue and continue. It's going to jump us to our 2441. It's taking us right down that sequence based on how we added the forms initially. Okay, I'm going to add a child care provider, and we're going to say that it was an individual, so it wasn't a business, it was an individual watching my child. You know, maybe it was your grandma, maybe it was your auntie, I don't know. And the provider's name was Grandma, Granny. Oops, oh, that was her last name. First name is Granny. Address, Right Care 33016. We're going to put in her phone number. Oh, the amount paid to her was 2,500 bucks for the year. And we had 305, 305, 3055. Continue. Now we need to tie this dollar amount to the child. And the way we do that is step 2, dependents. So I'm going to go in here and click edit. Type in my $2,500 and click continue. Done and done. I'm going to continue to page 2, even though I'm just going to continue to page right after that, just jump right out of it. You can see that the program moves very fast based on our clicks, so it's going to keep up with you. Here we go straight into our 8863 education credit. You can see that we've got the American Opportunity, Lifetime Learning, and tuition and fees deduction. Now we also have our dependents or eligible students at the top. I think Hannah's season was, she was 4 years old, so that's not going to work. Tax season, I think, was in their early mid-30s, so we're going to go with that. And then we're going to put in our qualified expense, click continue, and be on our way. At this point, this is where we're at. These are the forms we added, and these are the forms we completed so far. And we're going to then, if we had more income to add, we can go here, deductions, other taxes, payments, and you can add your state at this point if you needed to. If you're done, you can go to summary. Summary is going to take you to basically a breakdown of your income, show you where you had your money. We only had an $864 profit on the I don't know, $6,500 in Schedule C income. Our other adjustments, taxes, payments should be some EIC in here, earned income credit, 3305. That's how much you got. And during tax season, it's important to know this, how to read this summary. Because a lot of times you're going to come in here and I don't know if this calculation's right. I don't know if things are carrying over. Well, there's two ways to verify that. You can either come in here and look at this summary. you can go to Helpful Tools and you can print and preview the tax return. So at any time in the program, you have this Helpful Tools on the right hand side that you can print and preview the tax return and make sure things are carrying over appropriately. Can you trust this calculation up here in federal? Absolutely. Should you? No, you should definitely verify the information based on the calculations that you're seeing here. Okay? We're going to click continue. And it's going to take us, should take us to our EIC page. We haven't entered the 8867 at this point, which we need to do. So I'm going to say, was the taxpayer non-resident alien? I think no. No. And I'm going to use the tab button to arrow down this page and just kind of blast it out. You should know how to enter these. Did you? Oops. Records. Yes. Who provided them? And we had their business license and a 1099 and some other stuff. You can describe it. We'll just say it was bank statements. Is this child currently or intended to be a qualifying person of anybody else? Nope, my kid. And we have medical records, child care provider records, social security, and we could continue. I'm going to continue past this miscellaneous statement. If you need to make notes, make them right there on the right hand side, right under Helpful Tools. This is our e-file page. This is how we tell the system how we want our money back, or the taxpayer's money back. Do we want to get it mailed to them by the feds or direct deposited by the feds, or are we mailing the tax return off and it's going to come back with a paper check or direct deposit, or however you've marked it on the paper return? In those three scenarios, you need to collect the money from the taxpayer. Cash, check, or credit card. It will not be deducted from their refund. If you want it deducted from their refund, TFS ERC, TFS ERD, or a card. Check, direct deposit, card. We're going to say that we're using a check here. We're going to click next. We're going to change these fees. $353, it's a little light. So I'm going to come in here and put in change my preparer fee, add an electronic filing fee, and we want the protection that AMP Audit Maintenance Pro provides, so that if they do get audited, AMP is going to handle all the work for us and we can enjoy our summer. I'm going to click next here. We're going to drop down and we're going to put in the driver's license information. And the issue date was 10-10-2011. And down here I can again select this any way I want. I can say that our expiration date is on 2020 and then just click the date. So however you'd like to do it, if you like to enter it straight in or you want to use the calendar, entirely up to you. We are in Florida. I hit enter. I just hit the letter F on my keyboard and then hit enter. I click next and I'm going to click save. From here, if I don't have any errors, which I do, knucklehead. Oop, I just skipped past it. 7216, we didn't check that box. And we missed an email address somewhere. There it is. And we come down here and click save. That should take care of those errors. And now we're on to the last page of the return. First thing I would do when I get here, I would have the taxpayer sign digitally using the mouse. So literally, you click sign here, you hand them the mouse, and you have them put in their signature. It may not be the prettiest thing, doesn't matter, it's legal. They did it, so you're done. Click save signature, and then you go back and you print the documents. They will have pretty much signed everything at that point. Beautiful, right? I see everybody smiling from ear to ear. Everybody's very happy about that. If you are a manager or a preparer or somebody that has the ability to transmit returns based on their permissions, their login permissions, you would mark this return complete, and you would either do one of two things. You would save and transmit. This will read differently when e-file is available. This video again is being recorded in early December, so e-file is not available. Or you will mark this return ready for review, which will prompt it for your manager to know to go in, review this, and then they have the ability to save and transmit. At this point, that is what we wanted to cover in the quick file method. We did what did we do? W-2, 1099, Schedule C, dependent care, and uh, I don't remember what else we got in there, but we covered a lot of things. Education very quickly. We also did the 8867 EIC due diligence form and filled out a bank application. You can see that the program is very fast and easy to use. And the next video will be a little more in depth in terms of actually going into the normal way for a new preparer or for somebody that wants to you're doing a more complex return and need the additional assistance that the program provides. So, Money Time family, thank you very much, and let's go make some money.